Hello, I hope your first day and week back to school is going well and your senior year is off to a great start. My name is Laken Fraime and I'm the Finance and Programs Manager here at the Community Foundation of Crawford County, and it is time to release our 2021 Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship application. Usually we would come into the school and talk to the eligible seniors about this, but with our COVID restrictions this year, we are going to do a virtual presentation. So what is the LECSP? It's commonly known as the Lilly Scholarship here in Crawford County, but in full, it is the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship Program. It's managed by Independent Colleges of Indiana, and that's located in Indianapolis, and the program was started in 1998 by Lilly Endowment. So how many are available? Crawford County will receive one Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship this year, and that is based on the population. So as you can see, we have 10,558 people in Crawford County, so that falls within that first bracket of 1 to 50,000. And you can see that as the community population increases, so does the number of scholarships. Why don't we have more than one Lilly? In the later 90s and mid-2000s, whenever Lilly Endowment started their scholarship program, they allowed for other factors to help determine how many Lillys each community received. That also included the median income and the number of first-generation college students. So for a while, Crawford County had 3 different Lilly scholarships. One for the population, one for a low median income, and one for a high number of first-generation college students. Since the mid-2000s, Lilly Endowment has decided to award the number of scholarships based on only population. So what does a Lilly pay for? The Lilly will pay for full tuition and required fees and also a $900 per year book stipend. It's only available for 4 years of schooling, and it will pay for the undergraduate level of funding. Today, there's a lot of schools that will allow students to work on multiple degrees at one time. So you may have the opportunity to obtain different and multiple degrees while in your 4 years. So I encourage everyone to check into that whenever you're enrolling into college. So the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship is not a full ride, but it's a pretty awesome scholarship. A lot of schools will sweeten the pot, as we like to say, for Lilly scholars to attend, and that can mean anything from a meal plan, or maybe they'll throw in your housing. It just depends and varies from school to school. So what schools could I attend? You can attend any 4-year undergraduate institution in the state of Indiana, and that is an LECSP guideline. A question that we often get is, since we're so close to the Louisville area and we do count as in-state students, can we go there? The answer is unfortunately no. Even though we are considered in-state students, if we go to U of L or a close school like that, you still cannot use the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship there. With the Lilly, you can pick any school you want. It can be private, public, whatever you want, and it just has to be in the state of Indiana. So what is the CFCC's role in the Lilly? We administer the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship each year. The application and criteria is set by our board of directors, and then it is approved by Independent Colleges of Indiana. So the application that you will receive and the scoring rubric that we are getting ready to go through, it has already been approved by Independent Colleges of Indiana, as well as our process. So once you all get your applications back into us, the applications are reviewed anonymously by a group of community individuals. And you may ask, how is it anonymous if my name is on the application? So when we get those applications back here at the Community Foundation, we go through and we white out all identifying information. So that can mean, or that does mean, your name, your address, your phone number, your email address, your parents' information, where they work, all of that is whited out. So you are only identified by the last 4 digits of your social security number. So the community volunteers will also conduct our interviews, and we will talk a little bit more about interviews whenever we talk about the scoring. The evaluation and interview committee will then make a recommendation for 1 nominee and 2 alternates to the board of directors, and this is after we have a final score both from the evaluation and the interview. Then the board of directors will vote to accept or deny the committee's recommendation. Once the board of directors has accepted the recommendation, all of the documents are sent back up to ICI for final approval. So we will send your full application, our scoring, and also any of our notes that we've taken. And Independent Colleges of Indiana just verifies that we ran our process the way we said we were going to and that it is in line with the requirements. So the scoring. On this first one, you can see that it is geared towards the middle income family, and you also get 2 points for being a first-generation college student. Then we also have a special consideration section, and this can be used for anything that you think is important for the committee to know that hasn't been expressed in your application. So that can be something like if you have a bunch of absences and you want the committee to understand why you have all those absences. That could be something that you could put there in your extenuating circumstances or your special consideration. The personal essay, there is a prompt in the application that talks about the personal essay. If you just follow that, you should be fine. It is worth 20 points. Then we have the class rank, GPA, and academic coursework and preparation, and that is worth 5 points. And you must be in the top 20% of the class to apply for this scholarship. The recommendation letter, it must be submitted separately from the application, so it will be part of your application, but you need to take that recommendation letter sheet and give it to whoever you would like to write your recommendation letter. That can be a teacher, a coach, a boss, anyone as long as they're not a family member. But that recommendation letter must be submitted separately, so it can either be emailed to us here at the Community Foundation or it can be mailed, whichever your recommender prefers. You'll also be asked to include a separate sheet about leadership, and that will be about your leadership inside school, outside of school, where you work, things like that. Anything that you've done in the past 4 years. And this leadership part is worth 20 points. Then we move on to the school, non-school activities and work experience. This is also worth 20 points and another part of where your sheet comes in of your activities. So then we get to the interviews. The top 3 to 5 students will be interviewed based on the evaluation scoring of the applications. And you will also be asked to attend with your parents and or your guardian and with at least 3 judges. You will be asked broad questions such as your goals, community service, leadership, future plans, things like that. It's not going to get really personal. It will just be about what you plan to do and how you've gotten to where you are today. So the interview is worth 90 points. Your score from your paper application and the score from your interview will be averaged together to obtain a final score, and that is how we get the final nominee and the 2 alternates. So there are 2 other opportunities through this application process, and those 2 scholarships are provided by the Board of Directors. These have nothing to do with the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship Program, but they are very significant scholarships. So when you apply for this scholarship, for the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship, you're also applying for 2 other scholarships as well. So you have 3 different opportunities. A few important dates to remember. Applications are made available at the high school on August 4th. They're also available on the CFCC website and at the CFCC office. If you would like to stop by the office and pick up an application, just let me know and we will accommodate that for you. The applications will be due to the high school office on September 4th. You will notice on your application that it says that they are due on September 11th, but we would like them at the high school office by the 4th, just so we can make sure that you have complete applications. Our interviews will be held in October, and that date is to be determined, but you'll be notified. And then in December is whenever we will have a final answer on and a final recipient for the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship. Here is my contact information. I'm in the office Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. So if you have any questions in that time frame, feel free to call the office. I also check my email regularly, even throughout the weekend. So if you have questions, you can also contact me that way. And my cell phone number is also there. Miss Lechner and Miss Mitten will be great resources for you throughout this as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact them, contact us. We're here to help you. Good luck.